Hi, Georgie Burns here again. I'm here today to show you how I made this lovely card. To make this card you will need a white card base at 8 1/4 by 5 7/8, scored at 4 1/8, burnished, folded in half and burnished. Helps if you fold it first. You'll also need 2 pieces of Whisper White at 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. A piece of Night Navy. In here I did Highland Heather, but this time we're going to use Night Navy, which is 3 1/4 by 2 1/2. You also need a piece of Whisper White for the sentiment. You also need some scrap white. This is to cut out the pattern in here, and we will be using Springtime's Impressions dies, and we're going to cut out this great big thing. Well, we're not going to cut it out because I've already done it. And I have got it here, so you need one of these, and all we're going to do, I know you're going to say it's a waste, but we're going to stick it on this navy blue piece. So we need that. You also need a scrap of Whisper White for the bee, which I need to get because I haven't got some. Found a little scrap here. So, ow. Oh, sorry about that. Alright, but first of all, yeah, let's stamp the bee first. The stamp set we're going to use is Dragonfly Dreams, and all I want is that bee and the sentiment to a wonderful friend. So using Memento ink, black, let's stamp the butterfly. Let him dry so we can colour him in later. Oh, might as well leave that out and do the sentiment while we're here. Where is my piece of card for that? Right, I want to stamp that towards the right of it. Lovely. Put that to one side. Put the lid on the ink before I put my fingers in it. Right, the next thing we're going to do is take the front, and with the large letter dies, we're going to, with the H and the I, you need to cut out the word high. Like that, about, let me measure, about 1.5 inches up the card. Once you've cut that out, you will end up with a piece like this. Which is all easy, quite straightforward at the moment. Put that to one side. Right. With your Springtime's impression bit, you'll need to glue this and lay it on there, because this is going to sit on top of it. I think that looks quite nice. So, with my silicone mat and my trusty glue, I shall put some dots of glue all over this. I'm sure this isn't what this was meant to be used for, but I like it. You could actually put designer series paper under your word hi if you want, but that'd be too easy for me. You don't actually need to glue as much as this, because your card front's going to be on top of it, so it's not going to go anywhere. That'll do. I'll keep that there for a minute. And then with a pair of scissors, we shall trim this down. Doesn't need to be perfect because no one's going to see it. Try not to cut the card like I've just done. There we are. Put the lid on my glue so it doesn't dry out. All I need for it to dry out is only a little bit left in it. So I have a new one ready to open for when it's finished. Right, just cut that off. There we are. Right. You could also use some new papers that are out. Let me have a look, I'll show you what I mean. This delightful detailed laser cut speciality paper. You could cut a bit of that out and put that underneath your hi. That would be nice, but I haven't got any of that. So I've just used this. Right, the next part is lining your card base, getting your card base and lining this up. Where would you put it? And with a pencil, just mark the bottom of the eye, the top of the eye, the side of the H. Oh, top of the H as well would help. The side of the eye. And so you're left with that. Then you know to put your Night and Navy cardstock over that, and you'll be covered when you put your hi down. So we shall glue that in place. Double check. Yes. Right, to put this on, we're going to put it on dimensionals so it sticks proud of the pattern. Right, you can use your dimensionals. Stampin' Up! do strips, and this is all I've got left. So I shall it's a bit long. Waste not though, put it in the middle. I chop all these up, easier for me to store. Right, I want some little bits now. Make sure you support the middle of the H. You don't want that collapsing. Right, we might as well use these last two bits up. Give it a little bit more support. That feels well supported. Put the lid back on the glue. Right, now before we do anything else, there's a new ribbon, lacy ribbon that Stampin' Up! Have brought out, and it's called Polka Dot Organza Ribbon. I was given this little bit at on stage. I don't know if you can see it very well. Very dotty. And we want to lay some of that on. We want 2 rows of it. So I'm cutting off for 2 rows. I have a little bit left. So oh, not high enough. Right, start again. You might have to pull this ribbon a bit tight for it to sit nice on your project. And then you do the same again with your second row. Just overlap it a little bit, not much. Sorry if I'm not in view. It's hard for you to see this as well with it being white. Now that hasn't got much to stick to, so I'll just put some runner on there. That's it. Straighten it out a bit. Right, that looks nice. Now we'll attach this to the card. Take off all these strips. Nice pile of rubbish at the side of me. Right. Oops. There we are. Right, then we want to glue our, trim that down a bit. And take a little bit off of there. And we're just going to glue that down. I'm determined to get the last drop out of this glue, but I think I might have to give up on it. So place that to the end, and if you do it across the seam, it just makes that ribbon look like it's all one piece. Right, now we have to add the butterflies. That means we've got to colour him in, and for that we use Stampin' markers. And we're going to use Daffodil Delight and Pool Party. And just colour in his body. Just like that, and then we have to cut it out, but I've already cut mine out, so he will be put to one side to be cut out later. Now there is a die set that goes with this, but the butterfly doesn't cut out whole. It doesn't cut out in one piece. It actually cuts little holes out. I don't know how much of that you can see. If you can see that, it cuts out holes. And I didn't want that. I wanted a whole butterfly. So I've cut mine out already. We'll stick that on dimensionals. Put a big one in the middle and a little one on each wing. Take the backet off. And stick him just there. Sorry about that. I'll just take a drink. And on this one I put a bit of black. It feels like shoelaces, but it's not. It's like a leathery ribbon thing that's new to Stampin' Up. But I haven't got no more of that left. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit of thin white ribbon. It isn't Stampin' Up. If I can find the end. There it is. Just make a tiny bow. And I mean a tiny bow, because the bee's not very big. Yeah, so that will do. Chop off the excess ribbon. That looks just as nice with a white piece of ribbon than it does with black. And then with a rolled up glue dot, stick that on the back of the ribbon. Now we just got to put the inside in. Well, I think we've actually come to the end of my glue. I'll have to open up a new one. Don't know what work next door's getting done, but they ain't off making a noise. So, all we need now is some gems. Get my trusted rhinestones out. Ooh, don't want the rubbish, thank you. And just put 3 rhinestones at the top there. And I'm going to put 1 on top of the ribbon. So there you have it. A card for today, and this is the card I made the other day. Oh, I hope you like it, and give me a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of my videos, you could press the subscribe button and the bell button next to it, and you'll be notified anytime I upload any more videos. All I can say now is thank you for visiting. And you could share. Bye.